Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating story about a small yet remarkable piece of American history, the 1979 USA 1 dime, the Roosevelt dime with the mint mark D. Now, you might be thinking, a dime? Isn't that just a dime? But stick with me, because this particular dime holds an intriguing past and a surprising value that will definitely catch your attention. Imagine for a moment holding in your hand a coin that's passed through countless fingers, witnessed decades of change, and carries a story embedded in its metal. That's exactly what the 1979 Roosevelt dime represents. It's not just any dime, it's a tangible slice of history from a year filled with important events and shifts in American society. The year 1979 was notable in many ways. The United States was coming out of a decade of turbulence, the tail end of the Vietnam War era, ongoing Cold War tensions, and rapid technological advancements. Economically, the country faced challenges like inflation and energy crises, which affected everyday life, including the money we used. The coins minted during this period, including our Roosevelt dime, were crafted not just to serve as currency but also as symbols of resilience and continuity. In 1979, the United States Mint produced over 1 billion dimes in total, with the Denver Mint contributing a significant portion. The production methods had advanced significantly from earlier decades, focusing on precision and consistency. The coin features a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse, designed by John R. Sinek, which has remained largely unchanged since 1946. The reverse, crafted by the same designer, shows a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. So, what makes the 1979 D Roosevelt dime particularly interesting to collectors and enthusiasts? While it's not a rare coin in the traditional sense, its appeal lies in a few specific details, especially when you consider mint condition examples or unique variations. Collectors look for dimes in pristine condition, those that have avoided the wear and tear of circulation. A 1979 D dime in flawless mint state, graded MS 65 or higher by professional grading services, can be significantly more valuable than its face value. Beyond condition, some 1979 D dimes feature minting anomalies that catch the eyes of collectors. For example, some coins may have doubling on the mint mark or obverse details, known as double dies. These slight but distinctive flaws occur during the minting process and can increase a coin's desirability and value. Finding a double-die Roosevelt dime from 1979 with a Denver Mint mark is like uncovering a hidden gem among millions. But why would someone pay so much for a dime, you ask? Well, collecting coins is about more than just money. It's about history, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. Each coin tells a story, and for numismatists, the dedicated coin collectors, discovering a coin like the 1979 D Roosevelt dime in exceptional condition or with a rare error is like uncovering a treasure chest. Now, let's talk specifics about value. At first glance, a 1979 D dime is just worth 10 cents. But here's the twist: when you find one that's in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, professionally graded, or featuring rare mint errors, its value skyrockets. Today, collectors and dealers are willing to pay up to $181 for such a coin, making it a surprisingly lucrative find for anyone lucky enough to come across it. The 1979 Roosevelt dime also represents a transitional period in American coinage. By the late 1970s, the United States Mint was experimenting with new technologies and materials to improve the quality and durability of coins. Although the Roosevelt dime remained primarily made of a copper-nickel clad composition, the era saw innovations that would eventually lead to the introduction of different coins and finishes, like proof coins that offer collectors enhanced detail and shine. Proof coins deserve a quick mention here. The Mint produces these specially struck coins with a mirror-like finish for collectors. While the regular circulation 1979 D dime might be common, its proof counterpart from the same year is highly sought after and can be worth even more than the highest grade circulation examples. The design of the Roosevelt dime, in place since 1946, is one of the most enduring in U.S. coin history. Its simplicity, symbolism, and connection to a beloved president have made it a favorite among collectors and the general public alike. Holding one of these coins feels like holding a piece of American heritage, bridging the past with the present. If you're new to coin collecting or just intrigued by this story, the 1979 D. Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of how even the smallest pieces of currency can have stories and values that go far beyond their face value. It's a reminder that history is everywhere, even in your pocket change. So, to sum up our story, the 1979 USA 1 dime Roosevelt coin with the Denver Mint mark is more than just a small piece of metal. It's a symbol of American resilience, a tribute to a great president, and a hidden treasure for collectors. While billions were minted, the truly valuable examples are those in pristine condition or featuring rare errors, commanding prices as high as $181 today. Next time you come across a dime, take a moment to examine it closely. You never know, you might be holding a piece of history or a small fortune in your hand. Back in 1990, the United States Mint was producing millions of dimes each year, and the Roosevelt dime was a staple in American currency. But to truly appreciate the 1990 dime, we have to rewind a bit further to understand the origins of this small but iconic coin. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, right after the end of World War II. It was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away in 1945. Roosevelt was a beloved figure, not only for his leadership during the Great Depression and the war but also for his connection to the March of Dimes, a foundation fighting polio, a disease that had personally affected him. So, the dime was more than just money, it was a tribute to hope, resilience, and humanitarian efforts. Fast forward to 1990, the design remained largely the same, still featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, the front side of the coin. The artist behind this design was John R. Sinek, who originally created it in the 1940s. It's a simple yet elegant portrait, capturing Roosevelt's strong features and determined expression. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence. Now, the 1990 dime you're holding, or the one we're talking about, was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why you'll see the P Mint mark on the coin. This little letter is more than just a letter, it tells you where the coin was made. Philadelphia has been producing coins since the early 1800s, and the P Mint mark became a standard on coins starting in 1942. So, this dime carries a piece of Philadelphia's rich minting history. In terms of numbers, the Philadelphia Mint produced a staggering amount of these dimes in 1990, over 1.3 billion coins were struck. That might make you wonder, with so many made, how can one possibly be worth so much? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Even with such a high mintage, certain conditions can make a coin rare and valuable. For example, if your dime is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it's much more desirable. Most dimes in circulation get worn down over time, losing their luster and sharp details. But a 1990 P dime in mint condition, bright, shiny, with no scratches or marks, is a gem. Collectors prize coins that have what's called a proof-like finish, or coins that appear nearly flawless to the naked eye. These coins often come straight from the mint packaging and have avoided the wear and tear of everyday use. They show off every detail of the design with incredible clarity. Now, some collectors also look for errors or anomalies in coins, like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual toning. These quirks can boost a coin's value even more. While the 1990 P dime doesn't have any widely known major errors, the condition alone can elevate its worth significantly. The real kicker is when you find a coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC that has a perfect score, such as MS70, meaning Mint State 70, the highest possible grade. These coins are rare because achieving a perfect, flawless coin is incredibly difficult given the sheer volume produced. In that case, a 1990 P Roosevelt dime in MS70 condition can sell for over $171. Yes, you heard that right, $171 for a dime that most people think is just pocket change. This value comes from collectors' desire for perfect specimens and the prestige that comes with owning such a flawless piece. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know if your dime is worth this much? First, examine the coin carefully. Look for any scratches, discoloration, or wear on Roosevelt's cheek, hair, and the torch on the back. The coin should shine with a brilliant luster and have no signs of handling. Next, consider getting your coin professionally graded. Although this process costs money, it can authenticate the coin's condition and increase its value tremendously if it's graded high. If you're serious about coin collecting or even just curious about the potential value of your change, it's always worth keeping an eye out for these little treasures. You never know when a dime could turn out to be worth hundreds instead of just 10 cents. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to appreciate what this coin represents. It's a tiny piece of American history, a tribute to a president who helped guide the country through tough times, and a symbol of the resilience and spirit embodied by the March of Dimes Foundation. And if you happen to find a 1990 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark in perfect condition, remember, you're holding more than just a coin. You're holding a slice of history, craftsmanship, and a potential treasure worth $171. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1990 Roosevelt dime, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin stories, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a coin that surprised you with its value. Until next time, keep those eyes sharp and your pockets jingling with hidden treasures.